let's talk about academic research. We all see the headlines, right? The incredible breakthroughs, the life-changing innovations. But behind every single one of those published papers, there's a human story. A story of struggle, frustration, and doubt that almost never makes it into the final report. So, what if there was an AI ecosystem designed specifically for that, for the hidden human side of science?
I want you to really think about this for a second. What if all those tough moments, the experiments that fail, the late nights where you feel like an imposter, what if they weren't just obstacles to get through? What if they were the raw material for your greatest growth, for connection, for your career?
Now, to really get why this is such a game changer, we have to understand the problem. And for millions of researchers out there, it's a really personal and often very lonely, silent struggle.
These are the real day-to-day challenges that most academic tools just don't get it. You've got this crushing emotional isolation. That little voice in your head telling you you're a fraud, that's imposter syndrome. Then there are the invisible struggles, where you're convinced you're the only person on Earth who can't get this one technique to work. On top of that, there's a very real fear of sharing anything that might be sensitive, IP-related, which just kills your ability to build your brand. And the tools that are out there, they're often clunky, impersonal, and scattered all over the place.
This quote, this just nails it. It's the whole philosophy. The problem isn't that researchers fail. I mean, come on, science is a process of failing your way to an answer. The real problem is that we have zero infrastructure to support them through those failures. These moments aren't bugs in the system. They are core features of how discovery actually happens.
So, if that's the problem, how do you build a solution for it? Well, let's dive in and see how this new idea, research in public, isn't just a tool, but a whole ecosystem designed to support you.
And here's the crucial shift in thinking. We've got plenty of tools for managing the final product, the papers, the data, the citations. This is different. This is a platform built for the journey itself, the messy, winding, and intensely human process of just doing the work.
So what's the engine behind all this? Well, it's not some single, giant, faceless AI. Nope, it's a specialized team of AI agents, and each one has its own unique personality and its own job. It's pretty cool. Come on, let's meet them.
All right, first up, the Vent Validator. This is your first stop when you're having one of those days. It's the place you can go to just let it all out.
So, the personality here is modeled after the one and only Mr. Rogers. And its whole purpose is just to listen and to validate what you're feeling. It's a total judgment-free zone. It's designed to say things like, "That sounds incredibly frustrating," creating a safe space for you to process.
Okay, so validation is awesome. It's necessary. But sometimes you also need to feel like you're not the only one going through this. And that's a job for the semantic matchmaker.
And who better to model a connector on than Oprah Winfrey? This agent completely redefines what networking means. It's not going to match you with someone just because you both work in biochemistry. No way. It connects you based on a shared struggle. Like, I'm also having a nightmare with Western blots and my PI is driving me crazy. It finds your tribe, the people who really get it. So, you've vented, you've connected with others who get it. Now what? Well, the next step is sharing your story to build your career. But how do you do that safely? Enter the scribe.
With the poetic and powerful voice of Maya Angelou, the scribe is a storyteller. It takes your raw, emotional, private thoughts, the stuff you would never, ever post online, and it rewrites them into professional, inspiring, and completely IP-safe stories for places like LinkedIn. It turns a complaint into a powerful lesson learned.
So, let's see how this all comes together. I want to walk you through the platform's core workflow, which is taking that moment of pure frustration and turning it into something you can use to build your career. It's a really smooth four-step process. First, you just vent, hold nothing back. Now, as you're typing, there's another agent we haven't met, the Guardian, working silently in the background, scanning for any sensitive info. Once you're done, the scribe works its magic and drafts that professional story. And the result? A polished, powerful post that is totally safe to share.
And here is the magic trick in action. Look at the before. It's specific, it's emotional, and it's full of risks, names, companies, institutions. The after still captures the essence of that struggle, right? The lesson learned. But it strips out all the sensitive data and reframes it as a story of resilience. It even adds the hashtags.
So you're probably asking, how is this even possible? It sounds like magic. Let's take a quick peek under the hood at a couple of the key technologies that make this whole thing tick.
First of all, why a whole team? Why not just one AI? Well, think about it. The AI that gives you unconditional, empathetic support can't be the same AI that gives you ruthless, critical feedback on your grant proposal. The jobs are just completely different. Using a multi-agent system means that every single interaction feels authentic and is perfectly designed for its purpose.
And how does it find your tribe? It uses this incredible technology called vector embeddings. Now, that might sound complicated, but just think of it as an emotional GPS. It takes your unique struggle, all the technical details, all the emotional context, and it plots you as a single point on a giant map. Then it just finds the other people whose points are right next to yours. It connects you with people on a genuinely similar path.
You know, when you really boil it all down, it all comes back to a simple idea. By focusing on the person behind the science, we can build better tools and, honestly, foster better science, because research is and always will be a fundamentally human endeavor.
And at the core of all this is that entire team. We met a few, but there are 5 specialized AI agents, all working together to support you. From emotional validation and finding peers to keeping you safe and giving critical feedback. It's like having your own personal on-demand support network.
This is the ultimate goal here. A platform like this can actually transform what a struggle even is. It goes from being this private, heavy burden that you carry all by yourself into a shared asset that you can use for your own well-being and for your professional growth.
Now, this is just one example in one field, right? But it leaves us with this really big, important question. As we move forward, how else can we design our AI systems not just to make us more productive, but to truly support the messy, brilliant, and deeply human side of creating something new? It really makes you think.